Hello, my name is Matthew Johnson, and I'm choosing to do the video presentation of the reflection assignment, I should say, for thinking theologically. So, what is your embedded theology? Now, first, I would just like to kind of touch and define what exactly my embedded, or how would I define my embedded theology? Um, so let me just say that faith has recently become a difficult question for me to actually provide an answer for. Um, I was baptized by my parents, and I had used to attend Sunday school, and also attended worship services at First Lutheran Church. In addition, I had begun the process of confirmation, but was unable to actually finish it due to various reasons. However, I have often had trouble with the idea of believing in something that I would not ever see in my lifetime, which ended up greatly affecting my faith, because I just couldn't understand the concept of of believing in something that was not physically there, which is actually the whole idea of faith. But that was something I could not grasp when I was younger. Um, Now, despite of not being a person of much faith, I still fell back on my embedded theology in times of tragedy, sadness, distress, mourning, and so on. For example, when my grandmother passed away back in 2012, I would often pray to God and attempt to talk to her and make sure that they would watch over us during that time of mourning. And yeah. Now, question number one: who and or what is most responsible for shaping your beliefs and values? Well, I think the simple and honest answer would have to be my family. Whether it was my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, I would often consult them for advice or just to ask them questions that I had about heaven, God, that sort of thing. This ended up becoming, unfortunately, more common around the times that I lost people close to me, typically with asking the question of why. My family taught me about heaven and everything about that, but when it came to learning about faith, God, scripture, and worship, it was the church services that taught me the practices and made sure that I was understanding what it meant to be Christian. But recently, after arriving here at St. Mary's, I've been talking to many people of other faiths, no, sorry, many other people of faith, um, and learning about many more things about the faith, and that has kind of sparked me, or sparked the start questioning to like what it means to be actually believing in it, and so it's assisting in that. So um, yeah. Now on to question number two. Um, what experiences have most encouraged you to believe what you believe and why? Now, after reading this question, there's one thing that comes to mind, and that is the death of family and friends. Um, it sounds a little bit morbid, but all I can think of is how many times that I've fallen back on my practices, fallen back on the practices that I've learned in my youth. Whether it was my grandmother, grandfather, great uncle, or my other grandfather, which was just the other day. I always partook in prayer for their souls, for God to watch over us and to guide us through these hard times. One thing I did fairly often and still do is talk to my loved ones that have passed away, often updating them on life, talking about my stressors and frustrations, expressing how much I miss them, and that sort of thing. So, and finally, for question number three, what is at the heart of your daily life philosophy? If you had to name it, what do you stand for most? Well, I would say that I live by the saying of do unto others as you would have others do unto you. To expand upon that, one of my main values is kindness. So I strive to treat others with as much kindness and respect as they would want, and in the hopes that they will return that respect and kindness in later dates or in our future interactions. I stand for kindness due to the fact that um, I struggled with being bullied and harassment for many, many years. And I know how it feels to actually be bullied, and it, I don't like seeing people treated that way, and I know how it feels to be treated that way. As a result, I would never bully anyone, and I do not wish that on anybody else. Um, so yeah. In addition to that, I've occasionally been the recipient of random acts of kindness, and knowing how much those improve my day, I I often partake in such random acts of kindness in order to make others feel well because it's I just enjoy doing such things for other people, and I think that's probably what that's at the core of my philosophies. So, um, thank you for listening to my presentation, and have a good day.